Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Smoke and Steel League event. We have the Rank 1 Twin Banners versus the Rank 3 Alabama Volunteer Corps, at least in their group. The first round is going to be Cox's Push, and then they're going to switch sides for round number 2 where we go to the Washington Street. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Here are the current standings. So 59th, New York having a big lead there. Same with 2 Corps, but for Group D tonight, Twin Banners has kind of a stranglehold on that group, and they obviously want to keep that. Alabama Volunteer Corps, first time they're leading tonight, so they obviously need some wins. Regiments tonight on the Alabama Volunteer Corps side, you have 7th Texas, 2 Corps, Jax's Division, Free States Brigade, and Colquitt's Brigade, whereas on the Twin Banners side, you have Corn Brigade, 10th United States, 12th Virginia, 59th New York, and the Missouri State Guard. Serve pop today. You know, I love when I hold the tab down and it doesn't show up, but it has now. We're at 300. Inbalance is 5 towards the CSA side. Artillery-wise, Union doesn't have it. CSA does, and they have 5 on it. So that infantry imbalance right now is actually 2 in Union's favor. So now turn to 3. So exciting to see. We're almost at 310. Frontline reporters today show you the battle on the ground from the Union perspective or the Twin Banners side. You have 59th New York Red, and then on the opposite side, you have Archer from the 6th Louisiana. With that all being said, co-commentating with me today, we have Corded. Corded, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Corded, and I play with 6th Louisiana in 2nd Corps.
I feel like we just saw this event, or this map in this event, but anyways, Corded, what's your opinion on each side? How should they play Cox's Push?
The typical way CSA likes to hold this map is to have most people in the corn, maybe have a little bit kind of on that point, and then you're going to have to basically shift around as the Union comes down from the hill. Typically, Union strategy is to have a large force going straight toward the corn, pretty much right out of the gate. So that's mostly what CSA's defense is. Union doesn't typically go this direction because they're typically worried about CSA artillery, but you know, that's sometimes hit or miss. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, the cap point on this map, it's very, very wide or long, depending on however you want to look at that. But it goes essentially from this tree, kind of on the left side of the point, from CSA's perspective all the way to this other tree that's a little tinier on the right side of that CSA line. It's a very long or wide point of contention, and I remember when we watched this a while ago, Zoo messaged me, at least if my recollection is there. But Zoo was saying that the strategy we saw on Cox's Push was kind of something that he was planning or thinking of. So, and Union did end up winning that. They came back from a very, very rough start. Union charged this right side, or CSA left side, died pretty bad, and then they kind of formed up as they are now. And
You know
was
what
eventually able to take it back.
Do you know what Union is starting to do?
Oh, don't say it. Flip the map.
They're starting to flip the map.
A common
flipping
theme
it on
here.
its side.
A common theme here.
All right, if you were looking at a map, okay, CSA is on the left side, Union's on the right side. You rotate that counterclockwise, Union's got gravity working in their favor. They're coming down on CSA. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words.
So, Union, the interesting part is that if this strategy for Union kind of takes hold as the meta, this will almost become Union's version of the Hills counterattack, where they kind of stay at a distance, cap the point, force CSA out of their somewhat nice defensive positions, and then just bring everyone down slowly. Hills counterattack is, for those of you who don't know, it's an Antietam map, but it's very much a chess match in my opinion, because CSA, the point is in the center of an open field. Union can't defend in that, obviously, so Union holds really far back, out of bounds for CSA. CSA, therefore, can't charge Union. And so what happens is CSA just has to cap point to force Union out into the open. And it's what we're kind of starting to see here on Cox's Push the past couple times we watch, and I think it's pretty neat. But we'll see how CSA responds.
I think Cox's Push could be the name of a chess move. I don't know what the chess move would look like, but it sounds like something it could be.
This hill's counterattack sound like a chess.
Look, I think pretty much any of these map names could be a chess move.
Anderson's counterattack.
Because it all has to
stand.
do with some kind of attacking or defending, counterattacking.
So
Except maybe river crossing, but even then, like
you cross the center.
Downtown, it's hard to make a chess move out of that.
That's the initial setup defense is downtown, where all the pieces are square. Anyways, ticket imbalance of this map. It's a 10% advantage to the Union. Union's down on tickets by a little bit, but you can kind of expect that. Union is in the open. They got CSA artillery up on the top of the hills. Got, as Cord had mentioned, great angles on them. And CSA is a lot more entrenched, but eventually when CSA comes out, hopefully the ticket gap will decrease. At least that is what Union is hoping. Weapons-wise on this map, Union has the 23rd Ohio, which has the option of the Lorenz or the Springfield 42. So they got Buckenball. And then they have the 36 Ohio with the Enfield. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, the CSA, they have the 5th North Carolina with the Enfield and the Springfield 61, and the 23rd North Carolina with the Springfield 55, the Enfield, and the Springfield 42. So CSA's got some Buckenball as well. But for now, the counterattack stays. For those of you who are like, what the heck is a counterattack? How does it work? Well, Union capped the point before CSA hit the morale stage of breaking, which is CSA's 4th stage. They're currently on the 1st stage of battle ready. But if Union caps beforehand, they have to hold the point for a while, and then they can win. You can see that via the gold timer. Now, CSA obviously has a chance to retake, and they need to do that eventually, and we'll explain why that is in a moment. But if the defenders are down on tickets percentage-wise, meaning their red bar is lower than Union's blue bar, then CSA, as a defender, will regain up to the percentage of tickets that Union is at, or go up to the same bar spot as the Union. But anyways, it's surprising to see CSA sit back and wait during a counterattack, because as a defender, you want the black timer to go to 0. It's not moving at all right now, and the longer this counterattack goes, everyone is still losing tickets, and that's great for an attacker, because instead of being limited to 45 minutes, which is where the black timer starts, you now have 45 minutes plus however long you have the point under your counterattack. So CSA needs to move quick to retake the point so that they can keep that black timer ticking down. Or, since Union is now considered the defender, since they're defending the cap point, they can hit last stand. CSA could try to push Union into that, which is normally the defender's last stage, but again, they're defending the point, so they can hit last stand. If CSA then cap when Union's in that, then they can win. But they're not being aggressive, so that's not going to happen. But that's a monologue. Yeah.
Do you remember when the devs changed Buckenball to be like, there's like a damage drop off after like 40 yards or something?
Yep.
Did that ever actually happen? Because
no,
I've never had like partial damage over 40 yards or whatever.
Nope. That never happened.
I don't know how that
We're clipping this part out so that Buckenball stays great.
Even for pistols, like
with a Lamatic.
Well, any of them.
There's supposed to be a drop off and damage for the pistols too.
Yeah, for small rounds.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
But I don't think that could happen.
A perfect game. No issues.
Straight for the headshot.
So, be interesting too if, depending on where you got shot, you didn't necessarily die right away. Like if you got hit in the leg, your movement speed was just decreased by like 75%. I feel like that'd be a pretty annoying game mechanic though.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Fire and hold loads. Fire and hold loads. Fire and move your hold.
Imagine you just laying on the ground, bleeding out, and if you get shot, not in like the chest or the head, and you're just laying there. Gotta wait for someone to res you. Beak off moment. But
all right,
see, that's how it looks.
You can pull back a little bit on that southwest. They kind of came off those rocks on top of the hill, or toward the CSA already hit.
Yeah, you can see some of those nice arty shots, and they're at least turned that way. I mean, there is some CSA infantry over here as well. JD's up on top of the hill. And some more CSA are shifting here, but Yeah, Colquitt's is over here as well, but I don't get why CSA is just sitting and letting Union play this game, of just letting them take the counterattack and slowly bringing everyone down. I mean, CSA is slightly up on tickets, which is good, but I mean, CSA could even send a small group of guys out to see if they could decap from this far left side of the cap zone. They don't need to charge into the Union necessarily to break them off, so I don't fully understand. Oh, are they going?
Stay with the captain, wait, stay with the captain, stay with the captain.
FSB started
forward.
moving. JD just shot a volley, and now they're going out. I'm surprised they would shoot first, but I assume they're not going into a charge if they shot beforehand.
JD and FSB, they're heading down that way.
And you can see they're already decapping. See, they just need to stop right there. They don't need to go any further. Look at that, beautiful. Looks like some FSB guys went up onto the stone wall to protect JD's side. Now, Union is going to try to rush down and contest this. You have JD and Colquitt, they push down on this right CSA right side as well. And Union's taking the point back. So good job by Union. Union up top now on the CSA left are collapsing down, which is a good idea from 30th Ohio.
Oh shit! Oh god.
Surprised they're not more up on the stone wall.
Yeah, it's not really easy to hit that wall as Union when CSA's got two groups on either side of it. There's no real safe way to get down there. 12 VAs, now they're coming down from the top of the hill.
I don't like that they're going in a little separate. They do. Corn Brigade does win that in the end. And point is going in CSA's favor. I assume Union's going to try to hold this. Ticket lead has been growing in CSA's favor despite this. CSA's doing a really good job of not going straight in. They're kind of, I guess, still choosing a nice defensive spot to hold.
Yeah, I think if Union wanted to keep the point, I think 12th VA probably should have just went around the wall and straight to the point. Right for JD and FSB. Because they're just going to get tore up on that wall.
And they pull off. The Union does. So, Union's taking that point back, though. They're trying to hold this. Regardless of this, though, I mean, I'm sure Union appreciates that. I mean, sure, Union is about to hit engaged, and CSA's up by half morale stage, but if you're Union, having 40 minutes and knocking CSA down more than half morale stage is, I would say, pretty nice having that much time. It allows Union to kind of... It gives Union a lot of time to figure out what they want to do. But, obviously, they got to be a little... You got to think about these tickets. You could still win down a morale stage, but you obviously don't want to be that. Here comes Union. They're going to charge in, though. Is the top Union charging down? They're not. They're sitting and shooting. That's a little surprising.
Let's go.
I don't know why Union might be risking defeat in detail here. CSA is actually moving out of that corn.
Left flank.
A little bit up the hill and shoot up. Union hits a gauge. CSA is gonna take this point back. Nice team kill, maybe. From CSA already.
Corn Brigade, 30th Ohio coming down from the hill. And their reinforcements in.
It's like, why are they moving in now? Is there miscommunication, or are they just late?
Well, they can like set up there, wait for the point to get recapped, and then just start shooting at the CSA. See, now it counts.
That is true.
That's 12th VA, they're going back into the point. Get this flag back, I guess.
Yeah, Corn Brigade's going in as well. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll see how it goes. The CSA is looking to try to hold. They have this half-stone wall.
Come here, y'all. Come on. Oh, shit, I messed up. Come on, you get
At least by doing this, they're pulling CSA out in the open.
We get one CSA flag as well. That looks very cool.
Yeah.
Very
Almost
similar.
2 of them.
CSA, rest of them are moving off CSA left, and they're trying to end around the Union here. Not charging in. CSA definitely outnumber. You can definitely tell because they're winning on point. But who's this? FSB is trying to go around for that complete flank. They're going after 2 Union flags that are holding back on some rocks.
Yeah, that's good.
Go up, go up, go up, go up.
1 Union flag's like, get me out of here. He's going.
He saw the danger.
Smart little flag bearer there. 1 Union flag down. Conrad looks like he's going to run the other flag out of bounds. So smart decision there. I never realized until I was playing pubs once and I had to do the same thing, but that corn being out of bounds, I didn't realize that was out of bounds. I didn't think it'd be that close, especially to where
7th Texas and 2nd Corps, they're out in the open. 7th Texas now reacting to Union. They're getting on the wall.
10th US is charging back where FSB just charged in, and Union collapsing from both sides. That CSA flag is still down.
Like, Union might be able to take this wall. They don't have a flag with them, though.
CSA could also reinforce that and hold that fine. But looks like both sides kind of back off. And the result is Union down more than half morale stage. So, I mean, I think that was a good start by Union. I mean, they did the right response, kind of charging down into that CSA defensive position in the corn. That's near suicide. You're not going to win that too often. And usually you'll go down a fair amount of tickets. So Union adapted their strategy, changed it to try to flip the map, maybe draw the CSA out in the open. They did that. But CSA responded pretty much perfectly. So, really well done. You know, I was criticizing them waiting a while. But, you know, it worked out in the end, so can't really say too much. We'll see how Union responds. Maybe they'll do the same thing.
Hey, Spam, you can just
I
hang out
think
with us, man. Don't even worry about it.
Union could put more people on the west. Because only real advantage CSA is going to get there is putting people on the wall. And you can have, you know, one decent sized company at the top of the hill shooting anyone that gets on top onto that wall. And it's pretty easy at that point. They either have to stay on that wall and get shot from top of the hill, or they have to go back into the corn, and there's no real cover there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I wouldn't really worry too much about CSA artillery. They only have 2 guns, and if you're spread out enough as Union, there's only so much damage they can do.
And it's not like your whole line has to be on point too. I mean, CSA, as we saw with the first cap, was kind of pretty hesitant to go in right away. So, that sounds like a good idea, because then you could collapse everyone in right away.
Yeah. And you don't even have to cap, really. You got a decent amount of time from that counterattack.
You do. But I don't feel like you're going to do a whole lot of damage, but maybe you do have enough time. Who knows?
Free this country of rebel influence. Put C-Sesh down into the grave. Make Ferret president of these here United
I think
States.
if Union has, if they keep a group on top of the hill, there's always going to be a CSA group lined up in the southwest and northeast on that wall. So all any Union group has to do on the west side is fire straight down that area, right in that line of trees, and they'll hit some CSA.
Yeah. I mean, what, half the Union team was up shooting on top last time?
Wolf, we're shooting at the haystack,
I think
right?
they could do with a quarter.
Just aim at
Just
the
make it
haystack.
one man on the top of the hill shooting down. Very scary.
You'd be surprised how many people will react to one person.
Yeah, to get it
Yeah.
off a Union.
Union should just send a couple of rambles up, see if they can try to get him into the corn. Do a little trolling. I don't think you could get in there though. I wonder if you could run out of bounds as Union, like on the northeast side of the Union line. Just kind of go out of bounds and try to run around. I don't know if you have enough time to do that. That'd be kind of funny though.
You couldn't do it hidden. I don't think you have enough time for that.
No, there's no shot.
Or it would have already been done.
I'm looking off to the north-northeast, and there's kind of like, it's a big hill. It almost looks like Cox's Push, kind of, just a little further. It'd be kind of neat if that was a hat. It's just one big hill. One team has to defend the top of the hill, the other team has to bonsai up. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
That's crazy. It's like Hatch's attack.
Ain't no way.
I mean, that's Garland's,
Don't
but
tell me
whatever.
it is. I don't know.
Hatches is somewhere else. I don't feel like finding it right now.
We're gonna. Was it you said the GeoGuessr idea, or was that Gamer?
Oh yeah, I think GeoGuessr. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
So
Look at
where's
this
the
blade of
spot?
grass. Could be
Yeah.
anything.
Could be from anywhere. What map set is this rock from?
This grass texture is only on this specific spot. And what map? This bush. Where was the crash bush at?
Name every cat bush you can.
I don't even know if those exist anymore.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yep.
Well, I know when I played 2020, 2021, there was a fair amount, and there's trolling videos of it, of people just like, yeah, walk into that bush. Nice already shot from CSA. Anyways, Union's pushing
I was
down.
talking about cap bush.
I was saying, like, crash.
Yeah.
Like, you walk in the bush and the game
Oh
goes
yeah.
kaput. But, anyways, Sussy Brigade as a whole, outside of 5th North Carolina, who does not play in this event, but they have moved down, and they are starting to cap point for the Union. Only they moved down. A lot of the Union are sitting back up on top of the hill. Maybe what Union's trying to do is the opposite of what you were saying, and maybe once CSA tries to collapse in and retake this point, the rest of the Union team goes down the CSA left side and tries to take the corner. I don't know if that would work, but
I wouldn't try to take the corn. I mean, if you can, then go for it. But just firing down into there is great because they don't really have any cover. Now, those rocks don't give you as much cover as you think.
Especially
if
at the
someone's,
angle.
Shooting, yeah, angles. They're shooting down on you. They're seeing pretty much everything except anything below your kneecaps or something.
so Union caps. It's a 12-minute counterattack instead of the 20 we saw before. Twin banners, and actually it looks like some of them pulled off. Looks like only 59th is staying on the point. But Union is going to hit taking losses in a second or so.
Keep pulling the shots in. Hold that lower angle.
And, I mean, CSA's got 11 minutes. Obviously, you'd like to try to retake that quicker to keep the clock moving down, but I think it's starting to get to a point where the clock doesn't really matter, because I'm guessing Union's going to hit final push, and that clock will drop before we see the black timer actually go down to 3 minutes.
You get online before you get your kids.
Give them steel.
Make sure to dress after you load.
Open order. 2 3-man spacing. Open order. 2 3-man spacing.
Some of the in-game text chat right now is going crazy. I'm reading one of the frontline reporters. Someone spamming in all caps. It's a beautiful thing. About.
You look on the CSA one?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, if CSA is kind of mimicking Union, just forming a big old line, and they're having their big old shoot-offs, which maybe they're waiting to hit them down to take their losses. I don't know. That wouldn't make any sense. I don't know. I guess, yeah, I'm gonna keep saying I guess, because I guess. But since time doesn't matter, maybe that's why CSA is being a little more hesitant. They also want to get it right. They don't want to make too big of a mistake to give Union those tickets back. You got Colquist and JD pushing down.
Most of what we do here is guessing. So.
Who would have thought? If only we could read the minds of the 300 some players on this server.
Mhm.
And actually, Colquist and JD are crouching on those rocks, which wouldn't necessarily prefer that because those tickets are 3 times the amount of loss compared to just standing up if you were. And people are going to respawn right back into the 5-second flag rate. I don't think skirmishing or sitting down in cover like that is worth it 90% of the time, but who knows what they're seeing. But anyway, Sussy Brigade as a whole has shifted back down the moment CSA got closer, and artillery hits, I don't know how many that got, but looks like CSA is going in again. JD, some more of them. Some 6LA guys are pushing down from the east side of the point. They are retaking. Rest of the Union is still up on top of the hill sitting and shooting. Now they're starting to move a little bit. Maybe they're trying to get a flank on that stone wall. I mean, if you zoom out here, Union, at least on top of the hill, does outnumber the CSA on the far left. And the CSA on the far left is also pushing out. So I really wonder if they should just try going in once more CSA commit to the point. Because right now CSA can't take it. Or they're not. They need to send more guys to retake the point.
Come on, Texans!
Union's actually pushing out to that stone wall now to get flanking shots of JD, who are getting awfully close to this Union line on point. And they back off pretty quickly. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Hello.
look at that.
Corn Brigade just go 30th anyway, just going right in on them. You know, is it just 30th? Yeah. They do get JD's flag. It's hopping around. Weird Uncle picks it back up, and he sits and looks back and dies. He probably would have died anyways, but you don't sit there. You don't just sit in the middle of a melee with the flag. If you don't think you're going to win, best to get out with the flag. It's 30th Ohio's charging through. They're getting a couple of more guys there, but they help secure the point. Oh, someone's trying to get the JD flag out. Heavy woof. Shake, bake, and hesitate. That rolls off the tongue pretty well. He gets the flag, or someone else does, but he dies. 2 cores pushing up, and they back off, so nice little play there for Union. Looks like Sussy Brigade pulled off. Maybe they took a... Actually, they charged up. Holy cow. Didn't even notice that. Twin Banners charged up. It was 59th who pulled off the wall. They got that flag down. Spartan versus line through. Spartan gets the W, so CSA still loses the second flag now. Actually, it's only 1 flag since the other one got picked up by 2 core, but alright, this is starting to turn in Union's favor. They appear to be confident in their plan, and they wanted to stick to it. And CSA is making a little more mistakes than before, which seems to be a very helpful thing for attackers. And someone gets that CSA flag back. It was back far enough to where CSA respawns from their main. They'll be able to get that back. But some CSA are pushing up center to the Union on the stone wall. FSB moving that way. 5th VA is there as well.
Sprint up.
Rebs coming up the right of the wall. Rebs pushing up right of the wall.
Flags in the corn, shoot the flags.
They're going to charge.
Yeah, before they get the... Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back,
Here comes some more Union reinforcements, though. They're going to collapse in, and CSA is like, nope.
Get out of here. Well, hey, we got CSA coming from the corner, though.
Friendly's coming to reinforce? Oh, no, they're not charging.
Have to
And
fire.
they get some nice shots, but Actually, that's a great angle for them. CSA had taken losses. It's still a half morale stage difference. I honestly, I'm starting to think Union might just try to outright hold this for 4.5 minutes and win.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, I mean, CSA's having a clear issue. Twin Banners took those rocks that Colquitts and JD were holding. So if the only way CSA's going to come at the point is from the corn side, and if they want to charge up top, they can try, but that's a wide open field. So, yeah, no, Union should just outright try to hold this and win the game now. I mean, you got enough tickets to at least hold for 4 minutes. Now, if you lose that, well, you might not win, but I don't know if you... I don't know. Union's starting to shift over. 12th VA is in particular. Anyways.
Union's got a good position looking over the point. Especially any CSA that comes from the corn.
I'm surprised CSA is sitting.
I think the CSA that's at the top of the hill needs to get it under their artillery a little bit. Getting to like the northwest of these guys on the rocks. Because they're eventually going to have to push from that direction.
The longer CSA lets this tick, they're going to only have time for one charge on this point.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it,
Shift
Flack.
it right. Shift it
4
right.
minutes. I would not have expected Union to outright hold on a cap. That was not something I was necessarily anticipating. It's like with Hill's counterattack. You don't expect CSA to hold a counterattack. Normally you expect the defender to take it back and until it's breaking or final push last stand. Anyways, JD's starting to go up and over. Now, I kind of wish they would have gone over the half-stone wall and then go, because look how spread out JD is trying to trickle out to the point. Now, it's not going to matter a whole lot unless they just charge from this, which they aren't, but still. CSA up top, charge down to Twin Banners as well. And Twin Banners is going to hold that. That's nice. The rest of CSA are starting to push out. Points going in CSA's favor. I'm surprised Union have guys way up on top of the hill. Who is this? 30th Ohio. They need to get down. Points going in CSA's favor. Twin Banners is running back down. Or are they going to charge? 59th looks like they're pulling off. Actually, it's 10th. Sorry. 12th VA, meanwhile, Twin Banners are collapsing on the point. Literally, Union just needs to bonsai into this. If you hold this, you win the game, and they are.
If CSA's got some artillery shots left, go ahead and send them before CSA gets in there.
They need to shoot the arty, and then they need to go in. They need to go in as the arty's shooting. Or else those respawns are going to get right back in. JD's kind of getting into a melee on the east side of the point. There's still a fair amount of Union, maybe a regiment or so on the east side, getting some flanking shots on CSA who are holding on that stone wall.
I think these two CSA groups on the point have the numbers to get it back. Especially with these reinforcements coming in.
They do. I agree with that. Union on the far side, the east side, are charging in as CSA move off that stone wall. Union hit breaking. Less than a minute left. Points going in CSA's favor. CSA already short. Lucky to not kill teammates.
I don't think CSA should have full sent that direction. They can see that there's a bunch of Union still on top of the hill. They should have let some people back there on that wall so that Union couldn't just immediately take it. I think the guys that were already in the field could have charged those guys, but otherwise, we'll see if you can attack. Actually, never mind. They're gonna get it. They got it. CSA's got it.
Yeah, CSA's got it. That was, man. The big thing is the Union that followed the CSA on the east side of Point. They, I don't know. CSA just completely shot them up as they were moving in. A good chunk of those guys didn't have bayonets either, but maybe they spawned in late. Anyways, good attempt by Union. It was definitely there. However, the CSA do take it back. Props to them. Looked a little iffy, but they got it in the end. Map's not over, though. That ticket gap is still roughly a half a morale stage. So we haven't seen too big of a change in terms of that. If only Union could have replicated that earlier, but they're still well within an area to win. Remember, once CSA hit breaking, which they're a fourth of morale stage from, Union can cap and win right away. And it'll be intriguing to see how CSA wants to play it at this point, because I assume Union's going to spend some time, they got plenty of it, to form up and then just do what they did. Because they've done it twice in a row now. I don't think there's any reason to suggest they would do something majorly different. They're not going to charge the corn for CSA.
If you got 30 minutes left, do what worked.
Sit and shoot it out. I mean, you definitely have time to sit and shoot it out. I don't know how much a difference it's going to make in the tickets, though. But both sides reforming. CSA, most are in that corn. They do have a group held back on the rocks on the far CSA right. And then they have some a little further back Alabama Volunteer Corps. The head of the CSA team kind of in the center top side so they can overview everything. But this is going to be a very, very, very close finish.
So, the Napoleon cannon, they're now working with canister. The 3-inch, they got a good bit left. I think it's just case they've got. They've got several shots left. So there is some options for artillery to help out a little bit. Not so much the 12 pounder. That thing is kind of dead. That's basically useless at this point. Unless they want to roll that up, but that wouldn't be worth
far back
the
is it?
manpower. It's in the road.
To the east or west side?
You missed it. It's just off the road. To your left.
To my left.
Down.
Down?
No, you went past it again. There it is.
Oh. When you said 12 pounder, that was not clicking in my head. You were talking about the Napoleon. That was a
What?
brain fart. I don't know why. Anyways, we're gonna cut that out of the video. I'm kidding. But Union for now kind of holding back on most sides. It looks like they're setting up kind of what they've been doing this entire round, outside of 10th US, who's kind of holding more center. We kind of saw them do this last time as well, but
Take a.
so Union maybe just trying to shoot them down to breaking. They could charge in, and they would maybe hit CSA to breaking, but I assume if Union tries to go down and take it right now, CSA, I feel like they have enough wiggle room to like back off and maybe let Union cap before they hit breaking, and then maybe countercharge, try to hit him in the last stand. Definitely a window of opportunity for that. So for now, the sit and shooting. For now, the sitting and shooting is what we got.
Yeah. Wish we had some patch notes to go through.
The War Rights Company tool.
They're pulling back behind the bush. They're pulling back behind the bush.
I remember doing that one time.
What,
For
for
a
a
broadcast?
broadcast? Just going
Yeah.
through the...
Yeah, I remember it was Garland Stan, and I was like, it was getting kind of boring. Let's look at some patch notes. I just went through, read through it, gave my opinions. That was it.
They should do teasers of the updates.
Yeah.
They could do that for sure. Unless, well,
I think they could do like a screenshot of something. I don't know how they could have done that with the new maps. Because it would just be drill camp.
right, and we'd be like, what are these? I mean, you could maybe imply new maps from screenshots like that, but you wouldn't know what they are. People get hyped for Shepherdstown. Now that would kind of be funny. Probably not, but it would be. Sub 2 core guys, 6LA in particular, are making sure CSA holds the point. Tickets are slow to move down.
Break those loads, gentlemen. Break those loads.
Break your loads. Pull it back.
But probably won't see another update until the, what, spring or summer sale, I'm guessing?
Whatever the next sale is. I mean,
I think it's
I
spring
think
sale.
they do pretty much all of them, so all the regular sales.
They do a sale every day,
Oh, I finally
all
got my
day.
hearing back.
I wonder how much of a good idea it would be to. Now they would not do this, but and you know how Loose did that free weekend on Epic Games. I almost wonder if War of Rights did a similar thing. Maybe just release it free on Steam for a couple days. I wonder how much that would actually help the
Corner, goddammit, at the cord.
only one issue server issue, which
Extend the line. Remember, open order, boys.
only having one active server is not a terrible thing by any means. It's just unfortunate that there are 4 game modes that we have, and now 4 map packs, and we can only get one particular option. I think that's really the only unfortunate thing about all of it, because it's like, I really love Offensive, that game mode for Hell Let Loose. I would hate to go on Hell Let Loose and there be one server in at Warfare. Not that the overall experience of War of Rights changes based on the game mode.
For the next one.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the same for Hell Let Loose, but I guess that point is mute now that I think about that a little more, but...
What the fuck? Who the fuck?
All right.
That's D's.
Let's look back at the last patch notes.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is an entertaining game. I mean, the sitting and shooting happens sometimes. It has its important places.
Oh yeah.
The long sitting and shooting, you know, it's definitely... It's like almost watching golf in a sense. It's, you know, at least in my opinion, golf is fun to play. But it's not necessarily the most entertaining thing to watch. But maybe you like watching beautiful volleys, which I will zoom into that just in case you do. But if you like the zoomed in volleys and whatnot, go watch like the Shiloh or Gettysburg mini movies we made on here. We got plenty of those on there with some glorious soundtrack.
Oh man, the skirmish maps were in December. I forgot about that.
That's what we should name the title. New drill camp map patch note review.
I gotta tune this bitch. Oh man.
Reviewing every map.
If we look
But
at
just
this
going
rock,
but just going by memory because you can't remember each of them
oh my
yet.
goodness. That would be the funniest GeoGuessr. Union's completely fallen back into the woods. They only have a couple guys going out. I assume those are twin banner. No, it's MSG with Zoo. Interesting. Everyone in ICCSA chats are like, it's too quiet right now. What is Union doing?
I gotta say,
They should wait 10 minutes.
the fence destruction for the snake rails, A+ on that one. Works great.
Right, northeast.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
all right.
Right here.
Wait, where's the one about interior house props? That's under some.
Let's get them, CB. Let's get them, fellas. Shoulder to shoulder, gentlemen. Here we go.
Union is forming up like they're about to do Pickett's charge.
Oh man. As the Union?
Yeah, like, look at how they're kind of... I mean, it's not anything crazy, but... They... Okay. Oh, okay. This is interesting. They're bringing all the flags to the left side,
Oh
but
yeah.
their whole line's on the right. Thank you, JD, for starting this on Garland Stand. My goodness. If we see this again, I'm going to be so happy. You know, I saw a very similar thing happen in pubs on Nicodemus Hill. The whole Union team charged left, but they brought their flags to the right.
shadows for being the spawners.
The unfortunate thing, though, is that Union charged left. The whole CSA was over there. Union flags ran out on the CSA left, Union right. And it was like, wow, this CSA left is going to be wide open for the Union to run up through. No, the flags just stopped in the middle of the open field, and Union just sat there and respawned. And I'm like, what are we doing? But, no, it's nice to see that this strategy, if that's what I'm assuming they're doing, because I don't know why they would bring their flags to one side and then keep their guys on the other side. But if this starts to become more mainstream for a strategy, I'm very happy. It's great when you say something for so long and you finally see it being done. It's a beautiful thing. But also I think it makes sense because when we get up to these higher server pops, which we're at 330 right now, when you get up to this point, these smaller width maps, it's hard to break through with a brunt charge. The defenders hold that way too often. And you really got to come up with deception, which is what you could do on a smaller pop server a little more, because it's not like defenders could defend the whole width. You as an attacker could go any which direction, and the defender might not know and get caught off guard. You need to bring it back to that. And doing something like this can definitely be a way to bring that back. Anyways, you have some Unions starting to go out in the open field. It looks like twin banners right now. They run up and they run back.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
I'm glad we're seeing, at least in the past week or so, stuff like this. Union bring the flags up. When's the rest of the infantry going to go?
So something that they gotta remember is that
Okay, all right, that's exactly.
artillery can still see what's going on at the top of the hill.
Okay.
We were not receiving orders, brother.
So Bribsy, he's got one of the RD officers, and he's just sitting on top of the hill looking over the whole field.
Union flags are 100% invisible range. Their twin banners are there. They're starting to take shots. Meanwhile, here come the rest of the Union.
Looks like CSA is not putting many people in the corn though. They got a good sized group on the left, but we'll see how they hold it.
They're starting to shift off now. As twin banners pushing forward, they are looping from the left side. Maybe they were trying to bait the CSA to shift over with all the flags.
No one's really hitting the Union as they're coming down.
You know, if it gave Union a big enough window to at least get down to the bottom of this hill, this could have worked. We'll see how it goes. CSA hit breaking. Union about to hit final push. This is going to be it. CSA flag, 2 down. Numbers very even. Union's second wave is moving down. I think that's twin banners and flag respawns.
Corn is almost clear, but more Union are coming down from the top of the hill.
Okay, I think the flags were trying to bait CSA to the other side. And it kind of worked. CSA looks like they hold in the corn. 2 flags that were down are back up. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. Final push for Union. Tickets don't matter. They don't have a lot of time though. And at this point, CSA has got a firm line. Union's trying to just shuffle guys in, but unfortunately, it's not going to work. I like the effort, though. I like the new idea.
One thing that they're going to be able to keep doing, one thing they're going to be able to keep doing is by sending people in like this, is they're going to keep the CSA busy as the rest of the Union team comes back from main spawn.
That is true, albeit these main spawns are a little spread out. Unless they kind of sit and reform, which they're kind of starting to do. Flags are retreating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, You know,
So I heard Zapstar say they're rallying for a left push. So this will be interesting.
are they going to go far left right away, or are they going to try to cut through the open field? CSA already starting to move to center. They should just go far left, especially since CSA is kind of in the center already. Don't want to run across that open field. I mean, you already are, but don't want to go at a diagonal. But you know, this was I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Maybe they should have ran the flags down a little further down the hill. Maybe to bait CSA out more. Who knows? But at least something else was done.
Yeah, CSA is very spread out though. So I don't know if Union's going to be able to, surprise them by going left.
Not really. It's really hard to surprise someone on this map.
Oh yeah.
As you mentioned, it's a little wide open. The CSA artillery can kind of see everything, and the officers are in a Steam chat. So in theory, things should be communicated with each other.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a fun time.
Oh, here we go. CSA already has an opportunity to bless us all with a glorious moment. Can they do
Oh
it?
yeah. Let's see if they have any case left.
Union's spreading out a
Might be able to do
lot.
something.
Well, they hit the one spot where no Union was. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, normally when you charge, I like it when you turn the flank, not necessarily do a bonsai charge, kind of in the mass field like this. Maybe you're just trying to find a way to break through. Anyway, CSA is going to win this. Quarter, your thoughts?
Watch friendly.
Good try for the Union.
Keep going, guys.
I can't remember how many things they did that wrong.
We got it.
I think CSA was just wanting to defend really well. That's about the gist of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Union tried playing a different way at the beginning, at least from what we normally see. There's definitely room for that to work, but defenders really didn't make any mistakes. And because of that, it was hard for Union to win. So that's really good props to CSA and the Alabama Volunteer Corps. Really well done on their part. I like that the Union tried to do some tomfoolery there at the end. But, maybe that's something that can work. But it'll have to be something that has to be tried out a little more. Maybe bring the flags out a little more instead of just sitting them on the top of the hill and having them shoot for a little bit. It did bait CSA over, but it didn't bait them a whole lot. It allowed CSA to kind of respond. It's almost wild that Union broke that through. That would have been wild if they won. But regardless, congrats to the Alabama Volunteer Corps. And we will see you all shortly here for round number 2. And here are the stats for the first round. Again, congrats to the Alabama Volunteer Corps on their win. You can see we got a new Smoke and Steel logo. So, Red made that, by the way, from the 59th New York. It's very well made. For those of you on the server who saw what Star from 5th Virginia posted, that should have won. But anyways, that's a joke. Congrats to Red there. It was very nice. So, let's get to our round here of Washington Street. Corded, what's your thoughts for strategy?
A typical thing that CSA does is they go up their left side through the tents to the south, and they're just fighting a Union that's over there. But it looks like tonight they're going to be going to the right side where there are other tents.
Now, remember...
by
Sorry.
1st Maryland and Twin Banners.
Yeah, the sides have swapped. So, 2 Corps is on Union side. They suffered very much as CSA last time on this map in this event. They suffered a whole lot, but we'll see what happens. Union pushing up kind of far ways, and 10th US and 59th New York just walked right into them. And a lot of Union missed those initial shots. Ticket imbalance on this map is 8% towards the CSA side. However, the weaponry favors Union in a huge way. They got the 3rd Maryland with the Springfield 55 and the Springfield 42, which has Buchenball, and the 87th Ohio, which has the Lorenz and the Springfield 55. Whereas CSA have the 22nd Virginia with the Enfield and Lorenz, and the 3rd South Carolina with the Enfield and the Springfield 61. Quickly, looking at our imbalance here, it is currently 12 in the Union's favor, which will most certainly help. We dropped 30 or so guys. CSA does have the option for artillery, but they're not taking it. A little surprised Union is not stacking on the 3rd Maryland Regiment. Seen that for like Harper's Ferry Graveyard, where Union will just stack the buck and ball regiments, but obviously Union main spawn is a lot closer to the fighting on Harper's Ferry Graveyard than this map, which we'll look at a second. Fighting's intense, good for CSA. Speaking of that side you were talking about, CSA, the other half of their team is moving that way as well, and JD is there to hold that, but they're a little outnumbered.
Yeah, they are. So I would expect JD to have to pull back pretty soon once Core Brigade and 12th VA start coming down on them. Looks like AVC is going to be moving over to help him out.
Indeed they are. I mean, Union, at least over on this Union left side, I mean, who do you got here? FSB, 7th Texas, Colquitts, 2 Core. I mean, they're holding strong over here against CSA, who is Twin Banners, 59th, MSG, and 10th US. They're kind of getting beat, actually, but, I mean, when Union's got buck and ball and you don't, not necessarily surprising. Back on the other side, JD do fall back.
Who durfs?
So,
Like 12th VA moving up just a little bit on that side.
getting closer.
Same for Core Brigade. They're getting up there.
Man, seeing this map just reminds me of FSB's defense last time. It's so freaking good. For those of you who did not watch that, that was I don't know how long ago that was. Like, what, a month? Maybe more? Time flies. But FSB just played overly aggressive as Union. And they weren't able to win in the end, but it was pretty neat.
JD AVC is starting to counterattack on this right side.
Maybe trying? Looks like they're just trying to get the house.
See how that goes? You gotta watch out. Core Brigade on that far right.
Wait, recover arms.
Oh, both sides can not see each other, or barely see each other.
Oh, you're gonna see no kills just because they can't see anything.
Yeah, they hit the grass
Yeah.
shot above. If Senior Dad saw that, they should go up and take the shot. Yeah, looks like they're gonna.
They will. They'll be able to see them.
Oh, Union's like, get out, get out, get out!
Yeah.
They took about 4 or 5, it looks like. A little more than that, 6 or 7. So that was a nice little volley. I'm surprised Union shot there. I would think if they were them, you're defending, you'd wait for the attacker to come up and over. You don't have to go to them. They have to come to you. It's not like Union moved, but just wait. Tickets, though, are slightly, very, very slightly in Union's favor. I think. It could be even. It's probably even.
The eastern push for CSA hasn't been going well.
It definitely looks like that.
That is where Union's put most of their team, though.
I mean, who's the buck and ball? Let's see. So you got 7th Texas. They're on the left. FSB is on the left. 2 Core is on the left. So the whole buck and ball for the Union team is on this Union left. And I guess that's not surprising that CSA is getting completely torn up when they're facing a whole buck and ball group over there. I mean, most CSA efforts are going to be done on this Union right side, which 12th VA is kind of going up center. Looks like they're maybe going to try to encircle the Union. There's a couple JD guys in their way.
Okay, I do want to note that 7th Texas just volleyed at no one. I think they thought they saw someone to the northeast, on the other side of the tents, but there was no one within like
They just
an 80-degree angle or whatever you want to call it.
You know, I can see ghosts in this game sometimes.
Yeah, ghosts. Well, we don't have to talk about that.
And
So,
Tito.
CSA's time to push up now.
Yeah, so FSB pushed up a little bit. First Texas guys tried to get in their side. They're more of a distraction for 59th, who tried to get into FSB's side. They didn't kill a whole lot, but 59th is taking a heat as they pushed up, and Union now actually seeing CSA are shooting down on them.
They just creamed their front, please.
So I mean, I really do think, if anything, CSA is eventually going to break through Union on Union right, and then they're going to push in to maybe reinforce their friendlies on the CSA right. CSA right's kind of backed off. Maybe they're going to start shifting towards the center. Who knows? But kind of the opposite of that aggressive nature that I was mentioning a little earlier. We'll see if it pays off, though. I mean, we still got a few minutes before we can really tell if CSA is dealing enough ticket drain on the Union, which they're at least keeping even with Union, which is very good for an attacker.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I think 12th on this side, they could afford to go down the road to the north,
They
get
did.
around
And
this
then they go
JD
back.
ABC group.
Shoot through the
Oh,
backyard.
well, I did not see
Shoot
that.
through the fence.
We're watching two completely different sides.
I mean, well, yeah.
So, no, we're just going to sit with one camera. We're just going to zoom as far out as we can and just watch a little overview like ants. I was actually... I don't know if I saw someone do this for War of Rights once, or if someone recommended the idea. Anyways, it was having someone spectate public matches 24/7 and just have their camera sit in one spot and just live stream what's happening from the distance.
That would be neat, but that would also be bad, I think. That would not be good, because you couldn't really see that much.
That is very true. Depending on the map.
I mean, yeah, because like...
Imagine Westwoods or Eastwoods. Like, where do you even put the camera? On point?
Yeah, we're making them bleed now.
Yeah. And also, like, for a lot of the maps, you can't go high enough to really capture enough of the field.
12th VA is pushing center, like you mentioned. Yeah, I wish the spectator boundaries were off or a lot bigger.
I mean, it's all right because we could like check boundaries as spectators too.
That's true. That's very nice.
But I don't know about that vertical boundary. I don't think we have to worry about any infantry getting up there.
You never know. You could shoot out of a cannon sometime. There's a compilation.
Style.
Flores just told me that there's content happening. He just messaged me that on Steam.
I remember there was a little bug where you could ride an artillery shell for a little bit, for a little bit of a distance.
It's like Rocket Ride in Fortnite.
Kinda, yeah.
Over, execute them.
I've never heard of that.
We did it in the drill camp. I'm sure someone one of ours has the video. But like you stood on the very edge of the cannon, almost where you like just falling off, and then someone fires it, and then you like get sent like 100 yards or something.
Got some fighting in the center road here. Alabama Volunteer Corps pushed out to where 12th VA is, and CS is kind of starting to take a ticket lead here. I think that's probably mostly to what's happening on the Union right. Now, I think Union could afford to send one group over from Union right over to their... Sorry, the inverse. Union left to Union right. Because if you're Union over here on the left side, you're like, we've been having a great time. We've had no issues whatsoever. I feel like they could afford to send some groups over to assist. I mean, one buck and ball group's going to really help. Actually, it looks like maybe Corn Brigade might have charged in at JD. JD's back off a little bit. But now one of the glitches that I saw, and there's a compilation on my, I guess, old channel gaming one, where it's just Asgardian Eagle, and it's of glitches where you could run into a artillery ammo crate, and eventually it would just shoot you off into space. It's a glorious time. The first content I made of War of Rights was the compilation moments, the things I kind of despise now, but...
Yeah. Did you do one? Oh crap! I can't even remember what this would have been for.
Are you
saying something?
Sorry.
What? But I remember like it was just you and a couple other people in the server, and like the devs were screwing around.
That was
And
the horse video, I think.
Was it that one?
Yep.
I remember one of the bits you had was Floris the Magician.
Dude,
that
that's where the
was
friendship
great.
started.
Yeah, watch.
Yeah.
It's the Alamo here, boys.
It was all from Houdini. But It's like one of the things was he kept jumping off one of the platforms that Devs made, and they kept teleporting him back up. He just kept falling down. It was. He also had the reload glitch, which I don't know if they've ever patched that.
Which one?
It was like to reload really fast. I don't remember.
I know there's like a few. I think pretty much all of them have been patched. And even the ones that aren't, people don't use them.
Don't do that.
Or at least they don't notice.
Don't shoot me.
Get noticed.
JD and 12th VA are kind of having a brawl here. Looks like JD will throw 12th VA out in the end. But both sides are about to hit engaged. So it looks like the 6LA guys have moved over here. So good decision there. They're reading our minds.
Part of 6LA was moved over here. The rest are still over on the left side with 5th VA.
I like the brighter blue, or I guess light blue uniforms that these 3rd Maryland guys have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks
Yeah,
different.
you would, Yankee.
Oh, it's like when I first covered Ghost of Antietam. Yeah, it was like the first time I started covering like 5th Corps and a bunch of the guys that play with them. Being able to see a bunch of different regimental logos at the beginning of the videos is like, okay, this is a little nice. See something new.
I will slice him up and turn him.
I almost think the first Texas, I think it's first Texas uniforms in this game look the best. The bright tan, yellow color, I don't know how to describe it. It's very nice.
Right, the butternut?
I mean, probably that sounds like a good description of it.
I think that's what you're talking about.
But JD and Alabama Volunteer Corps have nearly fallen back to Union main spawn, which is right where I'm looking right now. Both sides are now engaged, which 15 minutes into the round, CSA hitting the defender to engage is kind of about what you would want. At this point going forward, you want to knock Union down about a morale stage every 10 minutes. But they're on pace right now to at least hit Union into last stand by the time the clock hits 0. So that's very good pace. And obviously as the match progresses and Union hits, especially when Union hits breaking, the charging is going to increase by a fair amount. And that'll obviously speed things up. But I assume CSA is not necessarily trying to charge in just because Union has that buck and ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a little surprising that Union, I mean, the Union flank that has the buck and ball entirely, it's doing wonders. I'm kind of surprised they didn't split things up, like have some buck and ball on the left and right. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. Because that Union right is struggling. Actually, some Union are pushing back up. JD's going back up. I don't know if they're just trying to get a shot and then fall off. CSA doesn't see him yet. Oh, they should now. Their officer just got shot.
Yeah.
I see a few hopping over.
Give him hell, give him hell.
I hate those. Hey, someone shut the flag.
So they're doing some yapping. CSA
All
on the
of Corn
right.
Brigade were watching for that.
Huh?
Like all of Corn Brigade was watching for that. For JD to come up to that corner.
Looks like Alabama Volunteer Corps is pushing up on 12th VA as well, who's returning fire pretty quickly, but AVC getting out of there pretty quickly. Probably just going to start calling them that because that's a lot easier than the full name. Let's see. Twin Banners pushed up on CSA right side against FSB. Colquitt's is moving down to assist, and 7th Texas is there already. 59th moving up, but they're getting slaughtered. The CSA is, and they're actually down on tickets.
Targets left, targets right. Targets left, targets right.
Hey, Texas, they're right in front of you.
You know, I never really thought of Washington Street being a slightly Union biased map, or at least Union performing better than the CSA.
Mm-hmm. Man. Remember when it was just like the CSA strategy to just hold the White House? That was like the place to go.
I don't shirk. I miss the days. Hold up. Okay, I'm looking at that house, and there's the gutter on the top front side of the house, and on the west side of the house, there's the drain just goes diagonal down the entire house. And then...
Yeah, it goes into the ground, I guess.
Wait. Oh, we can't go in the ground. That's weird. Where does it go? These are the questions we need answered here. I've never noticed the gutter system on there.
Yeah.
I guess
It goes.
I guess there's just a, you know, it's a not. Oh, Corn Brigade's charging. Anyways, you know, I just think that you don't notice a lot of things until you start spectating and look at them. I mean, the game is just my immersion, but it's also like staring into the faces of character models. The fact that the eyes are always open and it's kind of creepy when you look into them. That too. Oh, Union ABC's getting a little aggressive here. Now I would expect Buck and Ball to get close to this many CSA, but not the non-Buck and Ball groups. Trying to use the little wagon as cover. Half of them are.
Go back left, go back left, go back
The
left.
fact that they went up and did that, and not a lot of them died, is insane. I think Corn Brigade didn't have their loads, or they just missed. That's kind of wild. Yeah, that charging the White House. Actually, I don't know if that's the best way to say that. Charging the house in the center of the map, but it's that reminds me of Otto and Sherrick. That was probably my favorite time. Probably not for CSA, but I don't really remember playing Washington Street a whole lot.
Yeah, I remember the whole thing was to charge down the road, go around in front of the house, and just put everyone in the house. And then Union would eventually like charge into the house for some reason.
I mean, what else can you do? Is well,
wait for CSA to come out. I mean,
yeah, huh? I mean, it's right next to point, so I guess. Oh, wait, what the heck? It's a similar thing with the Otto and Sherrick. CSA would just eventually try to charge Union out of the house.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's like, why?
Why? What the heck? Why wouldn't you just sit outside the house?
Exactly. We can't stand them being in buildings.
Can't have it. And the devs were like, nope, no more flags in houses. And then it was all over. It's all ruined.
Same thing with the mill. I mean, the mill's still kind of a
my.
place to go, but
Not anymore.
it's not the same.
It's so funny because the point of contention is not on the mill. But
Yeah.
years ago it felt like it. Because that's where everyone went.
Mm-hmm.
And
then CSA would still charge the mill when they were in there.
Oh, we have evolved. Only the Civil War was played on loop. It was Groundhog Day.
It took years for people to realize that the people inside the buildings eventually have to come out.
Who would have thought? Revolutionary.
You say Company H? Or did it say?
Company H on me. Company H
Speaking
on
of
me.
that, on
Call
the
your XO on
I
me.
think it's in the video, that the horse video you're talking about that I made, but there's a moment where the dev built a really big stairway up to the top of the boundaries of the map, which that's when you have to worry about infantry being up there.
Yeah.
Is when the dev makes a big stair. But he put a house down and we were all inside it, and the dev just removed the house and everyone just fell down.
I remember that. I was on Burnside Bridge.
When I did that, that was Eastwoods. This was a long time ago, not when they did like the boat stuff. If that's what you're talking.
This was pre-boat.
Pre-boat.
I don't remember what the update was, but I just
actually
I think it would have been the actual like event where they showed off the horse. Yeah, because I made a video about that.
Just be
I
in
remember
that
that.
corner, boys.
So back.
Because
They're gonna pop out
I
in there.
remember coming back from main spawn on Burnside Bridge at CSA, and I guess I was an officer or something because I had the binoculars out.
I want to do that.
And I was looking at the Dunker Church that was 100 feet in the air, and I just see it disappear. And like 20 Union guys falling from the sky.
I must have pulled those shenanigans numerous times. The dev should do that more often. Those are always core memories. Anyways, FSB is aggressive as they always are. Now, I don't know why they're doing it on their own, and Twin Banners are going to gulp them up and take advantage and try to get some tickets back. Ah.
We fucking saw your dipshit ass.
Let him know, gamer.
Fuck outta here. Get the fuck out of here. We got you. Reset.
This was an interesting decision by FSB. I like the idea. Not necessarily on your own. Granted, Union's up on tickets right now, slightly. Union wants to get that ticket difference to a third to a half morale stage at a minimum to feel safe when we kind of get into the later stages of this match. But CSA left, 30th Ohio's going in on JD. And Union pulls off the very last second, which I don't know if they didn't see him, but they should have pulled off a little sooner.
Yeah.
Don't fucking die here. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. No.
Shoot them as they run.
We're trapped again. We're gonna die again. Oh no. I think we're both dead. Save yourself. No.
Did you watch the charge on that side? Oh,
No, I didn't see it.
CSA's charge. Two guys got stuck in the fences and they died out of bounds because of it.
Oh.
All right, 12th V8 charged up center. 2-core held that.
Break your load. Up here. Come on.
And that ticket gap is, I think, growing a little bit in Union's favor.
He's running away.
I mean, as long as Union doesn't... Honestly, Union's playing this pretty well. Huh. What a defender bias game. The attackers need some buffs. So hard though, because if you play this map on a 100-man server, I mean, TSA probably curb stomps.
Aim low. There's a clump of them right there.
Maybe. I mean, Union still has a good
There's a clump
numbers
of them in the
advantage.
woods, guys.
Right now,
Yeah.
Okay, back off. Go
14.
Back off, guys.
Yep.
We're calling for a rematch.
Okay.
You know, that'd be really funny if the 7 Texas is actually charging the 10th US and 59th on CSA right.
Uh-huh.
It's a little, it's still kind of iffy. Again, you don't want to give CSA a chance to get out of line defender kills.
Thanks for the fucking tickets.
Which,
Turn around! Turn around! Pay attention! You shouldn't be wearing that fucking blue! You shouldn't be wearing it! You're fucking bad!
Pumpkin let him know. 59th held that. 10th US rip. Union's also spearheading center here on some CSA. 8th Ohio. 6 LA's going in there. Union's starting to get a little more aggressive, and the ticket gap is getting more even. Which 12th VA saw 2-core go up, or I guess it is 2-core. I see some 5th VA here as well. 12th VA is maybe going to get a couple kills. CSA will drop first to take in losses. But I mean, that was 11 minutes. Oh, well, we got a little more time before Union hits that. It's going to be 11, 12 minutes for 11 minutes. All right. But CSC's got to pick up that pace a little bit in terms of tickets. Now, it'll pick up eventually, but obviously you want more time. But maybe CSA is like, we're fine at the pace we're going. We know that once Union hits breaking, we're going to charge in, and we'll knock down many tickets then. But for now, we kind of want to keep that ticket gap even. Which, CSA's not in a terrible spot right now.
I can't remember which. Do both Union regiments have buck and ball?
No, only 3rd Maryland. The lighter blue uniforms have it. So, like, the whole Union left, and then the center 2-core guys have it.
Did we say last time that all the CSA does not have buck and ball?
They do not. Correct.
Pull back, break 'em.
Interesting.
We're moving back.
What a biased game. The devs need to fix it. Everyone should have buck and ball, or no one should have it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's an actual opinion. I mean, for conquest and contention, I can agree on that stance.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Rooster. How you doing, Rooster?
Very
much idiots get shot.
Union, at this point, can kind of play the time game, and they just kind of need to play that middle ground of still kind of engaging with the CSA so CSA doesn't cap, point, or charge. Or maybe Union would like CSA to cap because they could charge it with their bucking ball and shred the CSA. Who knows? Regardless, at this point, Union could start playing the time and like hold things back, kill the black timer, force CSA to get out in some situations they don't want to be in, and then maybe use that bucking ball to your advantage. We'll see. And 59th New York, 10th US charging on Union left, trying to hit that bucking ball. It's so surprising that the aggressive side for CSA, they've been charging Union bucking ball this whole time. But yet the opposite side, which has been, in my opinion, a little less aggressive, they haven't been charging the non-bucking ball people. I find that a little fascinating. I don't know if they know that their opponent has bucking ball or not, but...
But I don't think they know. I mean, it's hard to kind of tell
It
if
is.
you're getting hit by it.
You should. Actually, that might just be a good idea, is before, see what uniforms your opponent has. If the regiments have different weapons. Like, see what uniforms they have, because the thing we've been saying, I think 2 or 3 times, is the lighter blue uniforms have been bucking ball for the Union compared to the darker blue, at least for the privates.
Yeah.
That's another game we could play with the GeoGuess, or guess the uniform.
Oh no.
That would... The
That's the worst
customization
thing.
throws that out of the whack.
Yeah.
Person,
Yeah, it
okay.
kind of does.
They all sound the same.
Was it 12th South Carolina? Is that the Hills Counterattack CSA regiment that has Union uniforms? That would be fun.
Wait, say that again?
Hills Counterattack, 12th South Carolina. Don't they have the Union uniforms?
I think that's
Let's see. Yeah, it is 12th South Carolina.
yeah, I remember one of them.
It's 12th South Carolina or Palmetto
It
Sharpshooters.
was Roulette Lane, and I remember there was a thing about CSA being able to have like black shirts. I think that was 3rd Arkansas. And that was like, it was confusing Union guys, because there'd just be a guy walking up with a black shirt and just assume it's Union.
I didn't know there were black shirts.
Yeah.
Alright, Twin Banners, I just thought I'd note it. They ran up kind of center side of the map, took some shots at Union, then fell back. Union's kind of shifting to adjust that. CSA is kind of forcing Union to spread out a lot more. CSA is using the whole length of the map to kind of engage the Union, which some Union are pushing up center again. FSB.
On the life fence, through the gap, fire.
FSB is the NA, A, and V.
Shoot them as they go by.
For those of you who don't watch European events, what?
Move to the left.
I was gonna say how.
Well, for the EU events that I watch, like Historical Rules event, I think that's the notable one, because that's the only one I watch with A and V in it. But A and V, 11 Mississippi, they charge non-stop. They're always aggressive.
Right here, right.
And at least from what I've seen the past couple weeks, FSB seems to be the most aggressive out of everyone here.
Yeah.
But tickets are actually going in Union's favor, so still not necessarily a huge ticket lead. CSA is capping, so CSA may be trying to bait Union in, or maybe they think we don't have enough time, so they're going to start capping. Is Twin Banners on the cap?
I
think it's one of these Corn Brigade guys.
That would make more sense. I didn't know if it came off the road, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yay.
I think that little backyard is on cap.
Oh shit. Good fucking shot.
So,
Yeah, rest in piss.
well, I learn something new every day. And they do cap, so 7-minute counterattack. We've seen all the counterattacks today. 20-minute, 12-minute, now it's 7-minute. FSB charged up center. I didn't even know you could hop over that white fence. But they're gonna get wiped.
Yes, sometimes you can.
The athleticism of the Union forces is just unmatched. Just like a couple of 5th VA guys are trying to decap the point right now, but they're still doing it. Union's trying to hit hard with the buck and ball flank. 59th New York and 10th US are no more. They've lost their flag. That was pretty fast. Now 2 Corps can actually do the damage, unlike last time where they were very damaged. And they're going to turn center here on... Actually, 10th US got wiped. 59th is still alive. They send their flag out of dodge. Meanwhile, center side, Twin Banners, I don't know where they went. They might be dead. Because looks like ABC pushed up center, and they're kind of baiting cap. They're on edge with it. Colquitt's Brigade pushed up with them. Meanwhile, hopping on the other side, JD and more JD are just kind of harassing CSA over here. So, Union's not going to regain anything since they have more percentage of tickets than the CSA. Not a raw amount per se. I mean, maybe they do. Who knows? But is CSA going to try to keep this going, or are they just going to let this happen?
Watch the left so they don't come up
this
the
is
road.
Could
and
probably
charge
just
them.
let it happen.
It's a nice little retake from ABC. They are holding basically as far away as you can without getting in the action. And I like that the 6LA guys are defending the down CSA flag. Again, those guys that die will have to spawn main. It's not that far, but it's definitely a little annoying. So Union retake, black timer continues.
See him on top of the hill there, moving out from those tents. Fire at will straight north as well. Get 1-man spacing, we'll spread this out.
I wonder what happens if you knock your opponent down a morale stage and retake the point at the same time. Like, I wonder what would happen with the audio files. Like, would it be double as loud, or would it, like, overlap each other, or would it go twice?
At the exact same time?
Like, offset maybe by, like, half a second.
Well, okay.
Unexpected.
Uh,
Oh, my friends.
Mythbusters.
yeah.
Anyways, JD got a nice little flank, it looks like, on 30th. I'm only guessing because there's a fair amount of dead bodies where 30th is. And JD is kind of behind. JD is taking a huge hit, though, from, I think that's 12th VA, yep. Who's flanking him down the roadside. Both sides closer and closer to breaking. They're getting closer and closer to point. CSA is going to hit it first.
You see, so he's still in a good position to start the cap. So, Yugen's eventually going to have to come back in.
And that's why, for most maps, you want that buffer of a third to a half a morale stage, at least at the end, because you're going to get into melee at the end on that point. Now, obviously, it depends on the map, but especially for a map like this where it's so close. It's not like the last round where CSA could shoot Union trying to cross an open field. This one's a lot more condensed.
Move out the way.
Yeah.
About face. Behind the white
You have
fence.
the buck and ball. That flag for CSA is still down on the right side. 2 Corps, or 6LA, is not in a traditionally great spot, but they do have a lot of shade, which really helps them out, and also CSA is kind of popping out of cover to take shots as well. So CSA only gets a split second to look at them, where these 6LA guys are probably already aiming maybe where they're at. I don't know. It's not like 6LA guys have... Actually, it's all 2 Corps. I didn't see the 5th VA guys. They are here. I thought they were with ABC. They were a couple minutes ago.
He died.
Yeah, which flag goes down for CSA there? That's the 10th US MSG flag. So they're fighting on this side as well.
10 minutes left. Union... CSA is, I would still say, in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're baiting the cap. A lot of CSA are near the point, zooming out here. Union not as close. They're trying to insta-cap this once Union drops the braking, which Union's starting to form up center side. I don't know if Union's trying to see if they cap before then. It's a risky game.
They do need to be ready to go back in.
I don't know if I can see.
Apparently you can't go in the house.
It's teetering. Union's waiting.
Yeah, you can see twin banners moving toward the center of the map.
And CSA hits braking. That's Union's signal, I guess.
Union's coming down.
Yeah, 8th Ohio was doing the cat games for the CSA.
Let's go! Come on!
Man, I haven't seen a pre-cap in a long time.
With haste! Boys at the deck! Texans!
Oh, they gotta start getting really close to that point. It's about to go. Union is about to go breaking.
2 cores pushing up. FSB going in kind of alongside them. 7th Texas and Colquitt's moving out. Union's going to try to defend it. Point swinging in their favor. They're swarming the center side here, which there's not a whole lot of CSA there. You do have twin banners in 59th though. Kind of in the middle of that Union push up, and CSA is actually charging into them center. And there they go. They hit it.
Southwest bastards.
Now these charges kind of being very spread out and everyone not being kind of in an organized line is going to really help CSA out here. They'll probably minimize, I would think, the effectiveness of buck and ball.
Yeah, you can see second corps is still off a point to the east. I think they're eventually going to have to go in.
They have 2 points going back in CSA's favor.
Yeah. They've got the buck and ball. They're gonna be needed.
JD is kind of sitting back on the Union right side, just kind of watching this cap happen. Oh, now they're starting to go in. Is it too late, though? 2 corps moving in as well. Not a lot of guys left. Union.
Really not. Not looking great, but it's going back towards Union for a little while.
I was gonna say, like, right before they started retaking, I'm like, they have enough guys, they should be able to retake, and they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a down Union or CSA flag.
It's Union flag. They got it up. Oh, that's a down Carolina flag. Out in that backyard.
Pick up the flag.
This one.
That's a Union flag.
That's yeah.
So, ooh, nice respawn one. CSA, they gotta just protect the flags, and MSG's in that house. They're having a fun little. They're having a fun time.
Yeah, they got an easy time.
I remember when the zombie came out, zombie mode came out this fall, and this point of contention on this map was a point of contention on the zombie game mode. I thought going on this top story of this house on the balcony was the place to go. Who knew zombies could break down doors?
Oh yeah, they can.
Those flags. We need to wipe those
It was in the patch notes.
There's also funny, the point after this, if you go down the road to the west a little bit, there's a couple of really like rectangular looking houses. To the northeast, there's like a square little cabin thing. If you were on the bottom floor, the zombies would come for you. But if you ran up to the second stairs, or up to the second level, the zombies would not recognize you there and then run the other way. And so, some people, I think it was Doug from 5th NC was really doing this. He would just do that, and the Union team could just hold on that point infinitely.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
So now Union's got a good hold. CSA's got a lot of time to work with. Union's got to be careful. Look around for any CSA that's trying to sneak around. Because you got 8th Ohio. They're moving up toward the west on top of on that southern road.
They got that
I
flag
imagine
too.
there's gonna be some more going around the sides of the Union. It's like 30th Ohio might be going toward the eastern side.
I say most CSA is heading that side. I wonder if CSA is trying to shoot Union down so that they're basically in last stand, and then once they're about to be in last stand, they charge in so that the moment they charge in, Union hits last stand, then they can get a good wipe, respawn, spend a little time reforming, and then going again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have enough time to do all that, but I think that's what they're trying to do right now, because you don't want to charge into Union and then them not be in last stand after this next charge, because then Union will be all formed up and ready to go. So, Also, I assume the final push timer is like 2.5 minutes on this map.
Yeah, I think it's probably a pretty standard length of time.
They got me, teams.
Dude, I saw you. I was right behind you.
So CSA trying to sneak around the Union left. 30th in front. Fear is trying to hold that. He did not. No. CSA is going to keep going. They're going to try to turn around the side. Fear should notify friendlies, which 2-core is shifting. Starting to pop some shots, but they don't have a fence there. Why is there no fence there? There's fences all around them, but not in that particular spot. That's
Yeah.
weird. What the heck? CSA run up, take some shots. They're starting to back off. Both sides are about at that point that I was talking about. So, any second CSA is going to drop the final push first, and it could honestly go right now. And so, there they go.
Oh shit.
Going big push to the center.
2 minutes and 15
Big final
seconds.
push. Yugen's about to go last stand in a couple seconds.
How many kills is it going to be? It's going to be a huge determining factor if Union can hold this out. 2 minutes left. And there they go. Union gets probably about 25, 30 respawns there. Which CSA has plenty of time to get the Union down. Plenty.
I'll fucking stab you for
Trying to
stabbing
try and keep those buck and ball havers alive.
Union will
That's going to
hold.
be the biggest asset against the CSA that's going to come into them.
1.5 minutes. Union needs to try to get CSA. I don't know if CSA flag. They kind of do. But some Union are countercharging, trying to get them. They get one. Yeah, they're trying to get them down so CSA can't respawn, which is a very good idea. 3 CSA flags are down right now. The 4th one just sits and watches. Ziggy kills them. Union. Oh, this just got interesting. 1 minute left.
Oh, you sack of shit. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Yeah, I mean, sending some groups out is doing all right. It's not a bad idea. It's
They need to
gonna
send more. Here come more CSA respawns. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna keep those respawns busy.
Kill them all. Kill them all. Punish them. Punish
I like the idea that Union trying to get those flags down so CSA can't respawn right on their line. But he didn't send a whole lot out. 40 seconds left. Union needs more bodies on point when the clock hits 0 to win the game. Similarly with CSA, need the same thing. Here we go. 30 seconds. Union trying to hold in front of the
This
point.
could be close. Yeah, if you zoom out, I think CSA is gonna get this one.
It's looking like it. The front of this point looks like the last Union a whole lot. 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Recorded your thoughts.
Dang, look at that go. Oh man. I don't know. I think it felt like CSA, like there wasn't a lot of movement, like halfway through. I feel like a lot of both teams were just kind of sitting there shooting at each other. I think Yugi did a pretty good job holding CSA back. I think that last minute counter charge by them might not have been too good. It could have worked, but they didn't leave a lot of people back. And people that were staying on the point, they weren't really together. They were really spread out. And then when that large CSA group came from the east, they weren't really prepared to repel them.
Yeah, I mean, again, props to Union. Maybe this map is a lot closer than what I would remember. I mean, what is it? I said 8% ticket advantage to CSA. But Union's got all that buck and ball, and this is, I think, the second time in a row I've seen this map where it's been a lot closer than what I would normally anticipate. But well done, CSA. Each side gets a W for today. And then we are going to go off and show you the stats and the standings. after this week's matches. See you in a second. And here we are with the stats for our final round today. So again, congrats to Twin Banners, especially when you consider the imbalance of that second round being pretty favorable to the Union defense. But really, really well done. So here are your current standings for this. So again, nothing really changed from tonight. Forgot to put a game played for Alabama Volunteer Corps. But yeah, nothing really changed from the start to the finish of tonight. I will say 2 Corps and 59th New York are looking very, very good for their playoff lock. But with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, TikTok, and more. Those links are in the description. And we will see you in the next one. I appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your night.